everybody, it's Krista, and I'm a bit of a mess today, but I want to get my cookie dough started before I go take a shower and get ready. That way it can chill and do its thing while I'm getting ready. So, ignore the face. Anyway, so this morning we are going to make cookies. My husband has gotten into 3D printing, and he made some great little 3D printed cookie cutters for Halloween, and he wanted me to test them out. So we're going to test them out today. So I need to get a sugar cookie dough made. I have never been one to make sugar cookies and cut them out and ice them and do all that stuff. That's just not me. There's a fabulous lady that is local to me, Nancy. So I always order from her and support a local business. But because he requested it, that is what I'm going to do today. So we're going to make some sugar cookies. So I found a recipe online that had really good reviews because the two I've used before have been meh. So we're going to try this one that I found online that it had something like 16,000 reviews or something. So if it's bad, it's going to be my fault, not theirs. So let's get started. It seems pretty easy. We're just going to cream, butter, and sugar, and I will link it. It's 1.5 cups butter and 2 cups sugar. So I've got 3 bars of butter that are 1/2 cup each, and they are not melted. I did nuke them for like, I don't know, 30 seconds or something like that, just to take the chill off of them, but they're not melted. This one's slightly melted, but just this one, and it's only like half the bar. The rest of it's still together. So we're going to put that in there. And I still have a mess of a kitchen from yesterday where I was working on peppers, but I've got more peppers to do, and I'm going to use the same pans because I had parchment paper on them, so I just haven't put them up. But we're using our KA mixer, and I guess I should show you this instead of looking at my unmade up face. So, 2 cups white sugar. And this, I believe, is 1/2. 1/3, okay. So we will need, there's 1 cup. Two cups. All right, and then we're going to cream that. And I'm going to crack my eggs while we're waiting and make sure they're all good. So we need 4 eggs. Look how pretty those are. They're a nice dark color from our chickens. And since I have market today, I have one of our freezer meals that we made, and I will link that video right here. I'm doing the broccoli and steak and broccoli tonight in the crock pot. So I've got it thawing out on the stove, and I'm going to get it in the crock pot shortly too. So we've got our butter and sugar creamed. Isn't that pretty? And now we're going to add our eggs and vanilla. Go ahead and scrape down my sides. I'm just going to get it going and add these one at a time. All right, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I don't think I have a teaspoon thing in here. And then we're going to stir in our flour. And before we put in our flour, I'm actually going to add a pinch of salt. And the reviews, I saw that adding in a tad bit of salt works great. And I'm using unsalted flour or butter. So I think adding in a little bit of salt is going to be the way to go on that. So this one is 1/4 of a cup. So we're going to need quite a few of these. Let me see if I can find a bigger cup. Well, this is a half. It'll cut us down a little bit. There's 1. 2. 3. 'So there's 3 cups. So I'm going to add some of this in. And to keep it from spraying up, you can just cover it with a towel. Especially if the towel's wet, that works the best. And it'll keep it from going everywhere. And then once that's incorporated a little bit, I'm going to scrape down my edges. And add in the rest. And then I'm going to measure out. Oh, there it is. 2 more because I needed a total of 5. So there's 1, 2. Okay. And I am using self-rising flour because that is what I have. It's what I use the most of. So we're not going to add the baking powder and soda. And that may be where I go wrong. Maybe for cookies I need to control that better. So if you have experience with cookies and know if that's has always caused me issues is using the self-rising flour versus controlling the baking soda and stuff, let me know. Alright, and now I'm going to get some saran wrap. Actually, I may just do parchment. I just want something to dump this out in. I'm done. Ooh, it's getting heavy, so I'm going to scrape down my sides one more time. We now have a nice thick dough. Just scrape off this and make sure it's all getting incorporated. All right, I don't want to over mix it, so we're going to stop it there. I love baking, but I am more of a brownie and cake baker, or, you know, baking at the holidays with breads and pies, things like that. Well, not even pies, really, although I don't mind making a pie, like a squash pie or pumpkin pie. But cheesecakes and things like that, I've never been, like, I make cookies, but not like decorated cookies, just like, you know, chocolate chip and cranberry white chocolate, you know, things like that. That's the kind of cookie baker I am. I've never been one to decorate. Now, I do like to decorate a cake sometimes, and I'm not half bad at that. But that might be because my best friend is a wedding cake baker and caterer. So, you know, I have helped her and she's helped me, and I've learned quite a few tricks from her. But she's not a cookie maker. Like I said, there's a wonderful little lady named Nancy in the town over, and she does an amazing job. And so I just always order from her. All right. So I'm going to put this in my refrigerator and let it chill. Okay, so I'm going to go take my shower, get ready, and I will be back later to make some cookies. I'll see you later. Okay, we are back, and let's get some of these cookies rolled out. So I have a limited space to work again because I got my crock pot going right here. So we're going to work with what we have. So we want a flour. Probably should have put parchment paper down, and that would have helped with cleanup, but that's okay. I probably only need about half of this. Start with half. And this is where me and cookies part ways, is the rolling out and cutting. All right, so we want 1/4 to 1/2 inch So that middle area there is probably about right. So we're going to go ahead and try some of these. Or not. That did not work well. Let's do that again. The thickness was good, but I think the problem was the lack of flour. Well, all right, he is not working for some reason. So we're going to try that one again in a minute. All right, we got one off. All right, so these are not working at all. All right, I got the ghost up. All right, so this is probably me. Although these small ones let's reflour the board, especially right here. Let's try this again. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it's not pretty. I really suck at cookies. It's the one thing I have never been able to do, and I am determined I'm going to conquer this, okay? But they're huge. They expanded, and I'm pretty sure it's because I use self-rising flour. I'm going to have to get some all-purpose flour. I never have it in the house, and try it that way. And the other problem may be because these cookie cutters are so thick that I had to have the dough like a 1/2 inch. But I don't know, because I've seen thick sugar cookies. Y'all tell me what I'm doing wrong, because this is, I mean, this is a really fat bat. They taste really good though. Yeah, they do taste good. So tell me what I'm doing wrong. Is it the self-rising flour, which is making them puff up? Is that the problem? All right. So here's what we're going to do. Because they're all puffy and distorted. I mean, you can still see what they are, but they're not like really cute sugar cookies. I'm not going to try to pipe anything on them. I don't really have time to do that anyway. However, I'm going to take them with me to the market for my friends just to eat them, because I don't want to keep them here, and I have a ton more dough in the fridge, so I'll probably make some more with the kids. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make some sugar cookie icing, and then put some like fall sprinkles on them, and just let them taste good and not decorated sugar cookies. So let's whip up some icing. Okay, so sugar cookie icing is powdered sugar, milk, and corn syrup and flavoring. I don't have milk, and I don't have corn syrup. So I'm going to have to make this up. So we are going to use, if I can get this off. Okay. That's great. We are going to use a cup of confectioner's sugar, and I've got some cream somewhere. About half and half. I knew I had something. Okay. So we're going to use that instead of the milk. And then instead of the corn syrup, we're going to add some of my honey. Oh God, it's so good. I have the best honey. It's so tangy. Okay. And then we're gonna throw in a little salt. And once that's creamed up, we're going to add a little vanilla. And I'm going to add a little bit more milk. Wow. Half and half. That's all I've got. Now I may have gotten it a little too wet. Alright, so we've added the vanilla. And I do think it's a little too wet now. So I'm going to come back in with a little powdered sugar. And then I'm just going to let that get glossy and see where we're at. So Aldi's is a great place to load up on sprinkles, especially at the end of the season. They will often have these on clearance, and you can pick them up really cheap. That looks pretty good. So let's just try this. And let's do It's actually really good. Okay, so here it is. They do not look like what they were supposed to, but they taste good and my friends will love them. So that's what we're doing today. Thanks guys for joining me on this massive failure of my baking skills. I promise I'm a good baker, but I've never been a good sugar cookie maker.
Don't let her lie to you.
My husband is... Now I'm going to have to make more videos about baking to prove that I can bake. I've just never been good at the sugar cookie thing or the cookie thing. Like I have 2 recipes of cookies that I'm good at, but they don't have to look like anything. They're just cookies. So now I'm on a mission. So we'll see you in the next one.